Dear friends, masters and co-creators, before we start, we always thank Universe for giving us this great opportunity by meditating on the most supreme Lord, the Creator, with Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yono Prachodayat. Om Sri Matre Namaha. Recently, we are so blessed to have a session with Dr. Saroja Gullapalli Amma from Australia on humanity and spirituality. Today, April 12th, 2026, as part of Swadhyaya, I feel truly blessed to narrate a topic from Dena Merriam's new book, Sita's Yoga, on topic the yoga of transcendence of name, transcendence of name and form. Along with me, Priyanka Devaraju and Krishna Miryala might also join us, will also be a part of this book reading. With a deep gratitude, one second. With deep gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Brahmaji Pitamaha Patriji and Swarnamala Amma, taking blessings and thanking my family, parents, extended family, all divine masters, gurus, and friends, and Miraculous Minds meditation group, as well as PSSM, PMC channels, and our steady group doctors. I offer my sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Dena Merriam for blessing me with the opportunity to speak on her new book, taking Lord Hanuma blessings and his divine light to give me strength. Whatever I share today flows from Sitama through Deenaji to me, and I am merely their humble servant. Let me take opportunity to tell a little bit about the author and the book series we have done so far. Dena Merriam was born and brought up in the USA. Through her spiritual depth and innate abilities, shares profound experiences connected to Treta Yuga, Sri Ram and Sitama. And her earlier work, Untold Story of Sita, Sitainam, has brought deep transformation in many lives. And she began her work in the interfaith movement in 1990s as vice chairman of Millennium, and she received the she's the founder of Global Peace Initiative of Women, and she received the Nirvana Peace Prize for her interfaith peace efforts. She has written several books, and recent book is the Sita's Yoga. And as I was always tell that universe will connect us. And this book was not my original selection. And when I had conversation with Dena Merriam recently, end of February, she told about her new book, Sita's Yoga, and she suggested me that I should read it. And immediately I ordered the book and started the series right on March 8th, International Women's Day, with the topic The Yoga of Selfless Action, The Yoga of Awakening at PMC USA channel, which was also at Dena Merriam's birthday. So we received the blessings. And for those who have missed the previous recordings and wish to listen, they are at YouTube channel Kavitha Kukunoor, and the topics we have covered, to name few, are the yoga of inner attunement, which was did with Bhargavi Pingalim and the Miraculous Minds, and the yoga of self-reflection and non-reaction with the Light and Soul meditation group, the yoga of mind over matter with the Joy team, the yoga of awakening heart with Sunita Shivkumar and Miraculous Minds, the yoga of love with the Joy team, the yoga of non-interference with the Joy team, the yoga of selfless action with the PMC, and yoga of non-possessiveness with at Light Workers TV, the yoga of forgiveness with the Bhiksha Master on Jivita Satyalu, and the yoga of gratitude by Dena Merriam itself on Miraculous Minds. So I feel really grateful to be part of this sharing, and so people can watch the recordings. And Dena Merriam's books are usually start with visionary dreams. And people who have read the Untold Story of Sita, this book is a continuation, but it is not necessary to have read that book, as many aspects of Sita's life will be revealed through this narrative. And Deenaji says, for the first time, I'm writing a story that is not mine own. It is a story that has been told to me, she says. The narrator of the story is a great soul who abide in the high astral realm, filled with the consciousness of Sita, also known as Mata. This is the story of a woman named Devani, showing glimpses of life towards the Treta Yuga. So this is the book, and the yoga of transcending name and form. Do not think this form of yours is who you truly are. It is just one of your appearances. So this is not me. It is one of my appearances. 2 years had passed since Sachi's departure, and I was in the forest gathering herbs in a spot I often frequented. When I saw at a slight distance a woman who appeared both youthful and ancient, of surpassing beauty, accompanied by two children and another woman who was tending to the young boys. So, this is a story of Devani, and Sachi is her daughter. She passed away. She died 2 years back. So, and when Devani is in the forest meditating, she saw a woman with youthful and ancient and with beauty, so beautiful. And she has two children. This is Sitama and Laukush. So she did not know, right? She's seeing for the first time. I cannot explain how I knew, but I knew her immediately. The one who stood gazing at me with a smile was none other than she, my Devi, the one I now called Mata, who had always been and still was at the center of my universe. So Devani she sees in her dreams and meditation Mata, which she calls as Devi. And when she saw this lady, this beautiful lady, she recollected it is none other than she. It was not by her appearance that I knew her. It was her presence, the powerful love and tremendous energy streaming from her to me, lifting my consciousness to another realm. So it is that love and the powerful energy is flowing on to me. It was immediate recognition, and for a few moments, I found myself in a timeless and spaceless reality where only she and I existed, and the world around us ceased to be. So, the moment she got connected to the Mata's blessings and her power and energy, she went into a celestial, the timeless and beyond the time, beyond the space. No more material. This did not last long. Soon enough, time began rolling again, and I regained bodily awareness. But the power of the moment left me paralyzed, and I was unable to move or speak. So she felt that all that energies, that cosmic energies, and immediately she came back to her consciousness. Um, she felt like as if paralyzed because she's still in that state. She was not a Devi in a vision, for it was not a light body that I saw, but a body of flesh. She was too far away for me to hear her words, but the inner voice that spoke was the one I had heard since before my birth, and the words that emerged were simply, I have come for you. So in the dream, she's seeing Devi, so a high power, higher realm, and now she's seeing the physical form. And but when she saw that the inner voice, when she came to her, I have come here for you. I watched as she turned and walked away, the young boys following close behind. But by the time my legs began to operate again, she was out of sight. Intuitively, I knew the path to take, and I followed where my internal knowing led me, guided by that inner attunement, without finding them until I emerged from the forest and found myself in front of two small cottages. So then the moment she saw this beautiful lady, Mata, and her two boys, Lovekush, so she got that that one, right? And then she to come back to the normal state, and she finally slowly she went to the cottage where she lived. She was standing by the doorway of one. For a moment, I just stood there observing her. For the first time, seeing her vividly. Each time that Devi had come to me in dream, I was not able to remember the details of her appearance. When I awoke, I was left with more of an impression, a presence, a vague form rather than a clearly defined appearance. So in the dream, when Devi, for her she calls as Devi, she could not know what exactly how she looks like. But now whatever she's seeing, she's still getting connected to it. But there was no question that the one before me now was the one who had been a presence for my whole life, and she was a living woman. So she has been there throughout my whole life. She is like a living woman. As I stood gazing at her, the thought came to me that she must be a great rishi if she could speak to me internally. All the love I felt for the presence was now directed at her, and I could not help to but approach and drop to the ground, resting my forehead on her feet. Then she realized that, and immediately she fell down on her foot. With a loving smile, she helped me rise and said, "Come, my friend. Soma is preparing food. Let us help her." So, Soma is another great Devata with Sita, associated with Sitama. So she's taking care of, Soma is taking care of her two children. So Mata says that to Devani, okay, come, she says like a friend, come, let us go inside. Soma is preparing food. She spoke with natural affection, as if we were old friends. But this did not surprise me. Standing before me was a woman who knew everything about me, and I understood that I could hide nothing from her. So Devani is getting surprised. This lady, she knows all everything about me. As I rose to greet her, offering pranam, her next words were about Sachi. That daughter you lost will soon be born again in the village, but this time she will come to you not as a daughter, but as a friend. Then immediately Mata said, looking at Devani, the daughter you lost, Sachi, she will be born again in another village, but not as your daughter. She will be like a friend to you. She will come to bring another relationship to resolution. Now is the time to conclude unresolved karmic ties both for her and for you. She continued. What Mata said is, your daughter will be reborn, incarnated as another form, uh, and still you will be with her, but not as your daughter, but as a friend. She has to work on her unresolved karmic ties. So she has come to resolve the karmic ties in those relationships with those people. Grief is a part of human experience, and as long as we identify with these human bodies and personalities, we will experience it. But when you know who you truly are, you will transcend all dualities. So now, what is that grief? Grief is it's experienced by it's a human experience. As long as we identify ourselves with these human bodies and personalities, if when someone hurt us, someone says that they will come and they do not come, we get hurt. It is all the human experiences, personalities we identify, we get hurt. But when you know who you truly are, if we say that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm a pure soul, then then you don't see all of this. Transcend all dualities, all this Maya will be gone. You will realize that there is no name or form that defines you. You exist beyond time and space, beyond all limitations and identities. That is who you are and who I am. So that is where that will come to know that we exist beyond the time and space. Hearing her words, I stood transfixed, as if she finally answered long held questions once I had not known how to articulate. So Devani is getting surprised because she's so quiet and she cannot articulate properly. But now, all her questions, whichever were there in her mind, they are all answered. Seeing the expression on my face, which I suspect revealed how deeply her words affected me, she smiled again, then took my hand and led me around the side of the cottage to the kitchen area in the back. So then she took Devani's hand and took her into the kitchen. Soma, we have a guest, one for whom we have been waiting. Then Sita Ma said, Soma, to her that we have a guest, Devani, and we are waiting for her. Grinning, Soma handed me a chopping implement and nodded toward a pile of vegetables on a table. So then Soma, what with a big smile, said they gave some vegetables to chop because they are in the kitchen preparing food, right? After a few minutes, I naturally slipped into the floor that was between them. Soma and Mata prepared the food in silence with only an occasional word, and I got the distinct impression that they were engaged in a sacred act. So Soma and Mata, they prepared the food, but everything is in a silence with sacred act, with fully consciousness. When Anu had entered my household, there had always been an awkward silence when we prepared food together, broken only by frequent commands from her, creating an underlying tension as she tried to direct me on what to do. So, Anu, Devani's husband is Mandar, and Mandar has two wives, Devani and Anu. So, she's a co wife. So what Devani is saying that in their house with Anu as a second wife, right? So when they were preparing the food in the kitchen, it is not that pleasant. So she used to give some commands, and it is not a secret act. So the food is prepared in such a way, it is not like pure consciousness, with all the commands and like that, with the tension. This continued until Sachi's death, when our relationship began to heal. So until Sachi's death, all that between Anu and Devani, there won't be any nice relationship. There was lot of conflict. Then everything changed. After the Sachi's death, everything got changed. And now we often chatted while we prepared the family's meal together without investing any spiritual energy into what we were doing. So there was no spiritual energy in it, but they were doing preparing the food. How different it was to prepare food with Mata and Soma. They did not need to speak because they were so deeply attuned to one another that they knew intuitively what to do, how to prepare the food, what spices to use, and I automatically became part of that flow. So Devan is comparing how the food is prepared at her home and how the food is prepared with Mata and Soma in their cottage. So it was so silent, and they know what to prepare, how much to prepare, and what with the spices to add. Everything it is in such a balanced way, and they attune to their consciousness. And I automatically began to the natural flow. I became attuned not only to them but also the food. And for the first time, I felt the prana, the life energy in the vegetables and grains we were cooking. So felt like Devani felt that there's a prana in the food. the vegetables and everything, the life energy she felt. It was an awakening experience. Never before had the preparation of food been such a sacred activity, granting me deeper insights than I had attained during hours of meditation. So it is like the higher state. That was the state even during preparing the food that was there with Mata. That is what it was like to be in the presence of Mata. And I would stop here and want Priyanka. Please, can you continue?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. In the presence of Mata. Every act was sacred, consciously and lovingly performed, every word imbued with deeper meaning. She never spoke carelessly. There was no idle conversation like I was used to at home. As we prepared the meal, I saw that there was little need for speech, since we communicated mentally. It was her presence that propelled me into a totally different state of awareness. After the day, preparing food would never be the same for me. I stayed with Mata for much of the day, watching as she engaged with her young sons during and after the meal. Her mood changed when they arrived, and this was the only time I saw her become somewhat outgoing, laughing with them and showering them with affection as normal mothers do. But I noticed something else. As she spoke with them, it was as if she was speaking to their inner self, to their soul. Her gaze was one that penetrated all superficialities, making me realize that everything she said and did was imbued with heart energy. I don't know how else to describe it. After the meal, we all cleaned up together, with Martha assigning chores to her sons, but again with a consciousness indicating that she knew exactly what each son needed for his growth. After the kitchen area was clean, Soma took the boys away, and I had some time alone with Martha. You may ask me anything, she said, but there is no need to ask because all your questions will be answered in time. The more you abide in the internal world, the faster those answers will unfold before you. Seated on the ground in front of her, I couldn't think of anything to say. My greatest dream, my most earnest wish had been fulfilled. But lurking in the sediment of my mind were questions. I did not understand why Sachi had been taken away at such a tender age, but I dared not ask, knowing that the very mention of her wound awakened emotions that I preferred not to show. Penetrating my mind, Martha looked at me compassionately and replied to my unasked question. Your daughter has matters to settle with another family where she will soon be reborn. There are some like her who desire to resolve lingering karma quickly so they can move on. You will see how life unfolds in a way that helps each individual advance if they can learn and grow from events in their life. My mind then turned to a conversation with Sachi when she told me she had seen Mata in our cottage. When she said this, how I yearned to see the one I call Devi, but I questioned whether Sachi had only imagined it, and I wanted some reassurance that what my daughter had seen was real, as this would bring me much comfort. I didn't intend to ask, but Mata caught my thought and responded. Your daughter could see what others could not. I am everywhere, but there are few who can draw my form from out of the ethers. But you are in a human body, Mata, a human like me, not some Devi in a faraway place. Now that I have seen you, how am I to think of you? She chuckled. As you see me, that is how I am. Think of me as your dearest friend. Most importantly, follow the meditation practices given to you by the one you call Babu. They will help to quiet the mind, and much will be revealed through dedicated practice. Although I now knew her to be quite the rishi, it was hard to grasp that she not only knew of a Babu, man in the village I had known in my childhood, but she was aware that he taught me meditation. This confirmed for me her advanced spiritual state. I asked if I could come visit her if I had any questions. Smiling, she replied that she would send Soma to me with the answers I sought. When you cannot hear my inner voice, I will speak to you through her, she replied. This made me realize that it would not be a simple matter to come visit Mata. She would have to call me. Soma
Yes, one
reappeared.
second, Priyanka, just 1 second.
Yeah,
I think it is so clear, right, and easily understood, all the content. So everything, all her questions, all her everything is getting answered. So she was telling that Babu name where she knows. So whatever is with her, she is able to tell her Devani, that Babu and the meditation. So Mata is telling everything to her. So now she confirmed that whatever the Devi is coming in the dream and the physical form of this lady is the same. So she got more like a confirmation. And one thing here she says, so Mata will come only when there is a need, when there is a call. Otherwise, she gets the channeling through Soma. So that is what. When you cannot hear my inner voice, I will speak to you through her. She replied through Soma. And this made me to realize that it is not easy to reach Mata. And when the time comes, Mata will call you.
yeah. So Soma reappeared to guide me partway along the forest path, a path that my feet had already embedded in its memory. Before parting from Soma, I turned and asked her, is she always like that? Like what? Soma asked. And then catching my thought, she added, yes. There are always multiple layers behind every word and deed. Always look for those hidden meanings. She sees into the deepest part of you, knowing your past and future and everything in between. I wondered about her husband and I was about to ask about him, but Soma again replied to my thought. He has many responsibilities and travels far and wide, but he comes when he can. To see them together is like witnessing the embrace of two of the most brilliant stars that light up the night sky. This answer satisfied me, and I naturally assumed that, sorry, and I naturally, um, oh, sorry,
Assume that.
yeah, 1 minute, it is gone, assume that. 24. Yeah, the embrace of. This answer is satisfied me, and I naturally assumed that he was also a great rishi, perhaps traveling to different hermitages to give teachings. During the course of that year, I saw Mata two more times walking to her cottage in response to a strong inner call that I heard. Each time when I arrived, she was standing outside, clearly expecting me, and visit and each visit was the same. Soma and I prepared food together in silence, cleared away the cooking implements, and then she and I sat for a while as she answered my unasked questions, responding to issues that around in my meditations and my home life, and then I left. After being in her presence, new insights and new understanding unfolded within me. In the days that followed each visit, an amazing array of spiritual experience would awaken within, drawing me deeper into the interior world. During my visits with Mata, there were no lofty speeches, no profound explanations of spiritual realities. I describe my interactions with her as a gradual inner unfolding, for it all took place on the inner field. It was like the slow opening of petals on a flower. First, the outer petals fell away, then the ones that appear next, but there were layers upon layers still to open before I could reach the nectar, the ambrosia in the center. At first, I didn't think much about who she was, a Devi or a Rishi. It didn't seem to matter. But then there a time when confusion set in. While in Mata's presence, I wasn't at all confused, and the joy of being with her lasted for many days, but eventually questions emerged. If she was a person, no matter how great, how could she have come to me in dream and been so much a part of my inner life? I remembered hearing stories of great feats accomplished by the rishis and sages, and I assumed that she must be one of them. But could rishis do what she could? It would have to be an extraordinary rishi. I concluded one far above the rest, and this is how I began to think of her. The one who had been my Devi now became my Rishi. When I saw Mata give her full attention to cooking and to imbuing the food with her spiritual energy, I began to apply this to my life. Whenever I was engaged in any activity, I asked myself how she would act, what she would do or say in any particular situation. Throughout the day, I would think back to my time with her, finding new meaning in everything she did and said, and this began to affect my life in many small ways. Food preparation became a sacred activity for me, as did caring for Anu and Mandar, who had become withdrawn after Sachi's death, having never quite recovered. Externally,
One
my life,
second, Priyanka.
yeah,
Here, just a little bit we say. See how she's comparing with Mata's lifestyle. The way she prepares the food, the way she acts, the way she treats with their children. So now she's comparing with that one. Now I have to do the same way. That is what she's saying. That then she started to do in small ways, implement the small ways, learning from Mata to do same thing. She is trying to create the changes in the family.
yeah. Externally, my life didn't change. I took care of the household duties and supported Anu and the children in any way I could. There was now another infant son in the household, leaving us with four children, and there was much demand. But internally, I was changing no matter what I was doing. My mind was with Mata. No longer merely an internal view, a distant Devi, she was now more real to me, a person engaged in the most mundane tasks like I was. She cooked, she cleaned, she took care of her children. But she did it all with an elevated state of mind, and at the same time, she was present with me and with how many others I could only surmise. About a year after my first meeting with Mata, I was in the forest gathering plants when I came across two middle aged men who seemed lost and were debating how to find their way out of the forest. Approaching them, I asked if I could help, explaining that I knew the area well. They told me that they had come from a town quite some distance away and were trying to find the Maharani with a petition. The Maharani? I asked in surprise. Why would you be seeking her here in these parts? One of the men responded. We are told that her cottage is on the other side of this forest, but which side we don't know, and the path seems to lead us in circles. Some years, er, some years earlier, rumors had spread that the Maharani had left the palace for a life of retreat, but nobody knew quite where she had gone. Some said it was to give her children the freedom to roam about as she had when she was a child in Mithila, to grow up close to nature. Others suspected her captivity had burned her health and caused her to withdraw from the demands of palace life, and yet others said that she hadn't left the palace at all. She just wasn't seen very much. Why are you seeking the Maharani? I suddenly asked, thinking it strange that two townsmen would attempt to meet her. One of the men smiled and replied, Ayodhya is far, and we know that the best way to reach the Maharaja is through the Maharani. Whatever comes to her attention somehow reaches him. Our petition is about serious matter regarding a forest near our town, and she is known to care deeply about forest life. Well, I can't imagine that you will find her anywhere here, near here. I haven't heard a word of where she might be living. The men thanked me and determined to continue their search began to walk away. When the thought hit me that Mata could help them, wait, I called out. I know someone who can help you find her. She is a great, great Rishi, perhaps the most, well, I don't know how to describe her, but she lives not far from here. If anyone can help you find the Maharani, it is her. They were pleased, and one of the men sighed in relief, saying, then do lead us to her. Nobody has been able to help us thus far, and we must reach the Maharani. For a moment I hesitated, wondering if I should lead them to Mata, not quite sure if I was doing right by her, as she seemed to prefer a secluded life, but they appeared to be desperate to reach the Maharani, and who else could help them? Surely Mata would not mind. So I directed them down the right path and even let them part away. When it was time for me to turn around, one of the men asked, don't you want to meet the Rishi yourself? You seem to have great reverence for her. Shaking my head, I replied softly, I will wait until I am called. Next one. I returned home that day without giving the matter another thought. Mata was so kind that I didn't think she would mind at all helping these two men find the Maharani. Several months passed, and I was called to a town some distance away to bring medicines to help the birthing process for the woman there. I loaded a cart with the right plants, and my husband accompanied me as we left for the town. After delivering the plants and counseling two women in the town on how to prepare the medicine, my husband and I planned to return to our village. Before leaving, I went to the market to see what was being exchanged. To my surprise, there were so many items that I had never seen before. I picked up few thinking to trade for them, but then put them down, realizing there was nothing that we needed. They would simply be another distraction, I said to myself. I was standing at one of the stalls when a man approached and greeted me. Aren't you the woman we met in the forest who led us to the Maharani? He asked in a warm tone. Turning around, I recognized him right away. Greeting him in return, I asked, Did you find her then? Did the great Rishi help you? We never found the Rishi you spoke of, but we found the Maharani thanks to you, he replied. We followed the directions you gave us and came upon a clearing with two small cottages. A woman was standing at the gate who knew exactly why we had come, but she said the Maharani was resting. She was about to turn us away when we heard a voice from inside the cottage. Soma, let them come after all, I have called for them. She then emerged in the doorway, the Maharani herself. I had seen her once in Ayodhya and knew for sure it was her. Thanking us for taking the journey to meet her, she sat with us for quite a while, asking many details about the forest matter. Then she said she would bring the issue to the Maharaja's attention and it would be addressed. She insisted on feeding us before we left and then asked the woman called Soma to help guide us back to our town. So, thanks to the directions you gave us, we were able to complete our mission and the forest matter has been resolved.
That is so nice. So here, Priyanka, you got that
Yeah,
right. All the dots got connected.
yeah,
And her Devi is Mata and she is the Maharani. And that she came to know. She knows that who is Maharani, she do not know. Sita Ma. So, but she saw this beautiful lady as something different. So here our topic, name and form. Name
yeah.
can be different, form can be different. So now all is all same. So now you want, I think Krishna is here. Krishna, you want to continue, please?
Yeah, Kavitha, just I came, but I can't come in a video. Is it okay? See how am I?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You can try. If you have trouble reading or anything, then just try. Then we can.
No, but I'm saying just I came,
Yeah, sure,
but
sure.
I'm
No
not
worries. You're
coming the
fine. You're
so
fine.
video. So I
You're
can't
fine.
connect a video. Okay, is it okay? Yeah,
No, no. Your video
yeah.
is also fine. Please go ahead.
Video. Just I came from work, so that's why. Yeah, my dress. I okay. So this is. I returned home that day without giving the
I
man.
did not respond, Krishna. That page. I did not respond.
Oh, wait, which page?
28, please. Yeah.
One
Priyanka did
second.
until 27.
Oh,
You can read.
27, she read it. Okay, okay,
She
okay.
read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sita's okay, okay.
28.
I didn't respond as I wondered if the men were speaking truth. It's okay. It's not clear for me.
Yeah. It's
Speaking
not.
truth, it sounded to me that it was Mata they met, not the Maharani, not the Maharani. I was perplexed and asked, Are you sure it was the Maharani who you say?
Who you
He
saw? Yes. They were asking.
because it's
Yeah.
okay.
Questioning.
Kavita, it's very small for me and it's not clear. I'm looking right. So yeah,
Yeah. Don't
okay,
worry.
okay.
Same screen print was given to Priyanka also. So no worries. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
he
continue.
he chuckled and replied, how could I mistake her? My brothers and I traveled to Ayodhya for the coronation celebration, as did many people from the villages and towns. There we saw the Maharaja and the Maharani, even though there were There were thrones of people, and we should at a great distance. We could see them clearly. It didn't matter how close you were. Everyone seemed to have the same experience, a close up view and a personal interaction. He smiled. I will never forget that I will never forget that day, because as we stood there, I was sure that they were looking directly at me. Later, each of my brothers told me that the Maharaja and Maharani had looked directly at them and smiled. Other town other townspeople said the same thing. It seems that everyone had a very personal experience. E- Ever, ever since then, I have felt a bond with both. So I was not intimidated in the least by meeting her this time. She made me and my brother feel so at easy. It was like it was like greeting an old friend. After we spoke to her about the issue for which we had come, she said, "You were there at the coronation celebration, and I knew then you would take special care of the forest near your village. That that is why I have drawn you here. The matter will be addressed. Think of it. Among the multitude of people who came to Ayodhya for that occasion, she remembered me even even though I stood at a great distance. How astounding. Mm.
So one second, Krishna. So what she's is saying that those people, two men who were looking for Maharani, so she is recollecting all those people, whatever has happened in Ayodhya when they came for the coronation, that Pattabhishekam, that one, right? So that time she saw these two people and she could recollect, and now she's telling the same thing to them. And those two people, they were surprised that, oh, Maharani, she knew us, though we stood very far in that large crowd. She was able to see us. Now she recognized. That is really great. Yes, please come.
When they repeated the Maharani's words, a great sense of upliftment. 1 second, it's clear. Upliftment came over me, as well as the feeling of Mata's presence. Could it be? I wondered. No, impossible. Then I chastised. Same page. Chastised myself, interacting my mind, because it's very small, right? So interacting my mind not to wander. My mind not to wander into useless awareness of thought. What does it matter? I asked myself. To me, she is Mata, and it doesn't matter who she might be to anyone else. After all, didn't she tell me that as I see her, so she will be? Perhaps it was a trick of the mind, and these men thought they were sitting before the Maharani. My husband spoke my husband spoke sparingly on the journey home, as he was tired from the travel, something we rarely did, and I was happy for the time.
To
Second.
reflect.
Okay, 1 second. So confusing. Okay.
Yeah.
No, where I read this one?
For the time to reflect, page number 29.
29 kada? Okay, yeah. So months later, so from there and
for the time to reflect along the
1 second.
route to the village.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
No, you're fine.
29 page. I'm in a 29 page,
Yeah,
but
to reflect along the route to
okay. I got it. To reflect along the route to the village a disquietude came over me. When we finally arrived, I made my way to my meditation corner and sat there for quite a while until I heard her asking why why be surprised. Don't we all hold many identities? I knew you long before I was the Maharani and will know you long after. Don't be sidetracked by disgust. Disgust.
disguise.
Uh,
Disguise.
disgust. Her words made me wonder if Mata had not discussed herself as the Maharani to help the men. But if that were, but if that were so, how would she have gotten the message to the Maharaja? And the men said the problem had been solved. I concluded that my limited mind could not resolve my question. So I did my best to put the matter aside. I trusted Mata completely and knew that whatever she did was for the best.
So here it is saying that, so whatever that is coming up, she's all confused, but she came to know that Mata has many forms, many identities. Now she all that she can be in this form, she can be in that form. Maharani, Sitama, Devi, all are her forms. Yeah,
Months later, I went to the forest to visit my favorite elder tree, whom had not visited to in quite some time. Lowering myself to the ground, I leaned my back against the wrinkled trunk, remembering all my early attempts at meditation, which now came more easily since my meeting with Mata. You are my witness and support then, I said fondly to the tree as I turned and gently brushed my hand over its bark. Its branches away in seemed to sway in response, and laughingly I said, I, I know you understand me, and I understand you. Then, after a pause, whispered, I get the feeling that this may be our goodbye. I don't know why I spoke those words. They simply slipped from my mouth. Perhaps it was because the tree was old and I knew that months might pass before I would have a chance to visit again. As it happened, a storm broke the tree a few weeks later.
see, sometimes, one second.
Mm.
See, sometimes when we, intuition will come to us and the words will come out from our mouth. So, Devani's favorite tree, that elder tree, where she goes there and sits and meditates. And sometimes she felt, on that day, she felt like, okay, this might be the last day. The words came from her mouth. And then immediately after a few weeks, with huge winds, that big huge tree was
Fall.
broke. Yeah.
Broke.
So that
It's broke, yeah. A few weeks later. I dived. Okay.
drifted into meditation.
Drifted. Okay. I drifted into meditation and felt Mata's presence very strongly. Her love for her love flowed to me in mountaining waves, carrying me into a most uh, joyful
Serenity.
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 Serenity. Quite some time passed, and when I opened my eyes, I found Soma seated beside me in a meditation. When she heard me stir, she also opened her eyes. I began to rise to offer pranam, but she put her hand on my arm and indicated that I should stay seated.
Yeah, page 30. So,
Okay, page 30. Mata is not with you. I asked, surprised to see her. Is that right, Kavitha?
yeah, Mata
Yeah,
is
that is.
not
Yeah,
with you. Yes.
okay. Mata is not with you. I asked, surprised to see her there alone. She shook her head. She sent me to you. After a pause, she asked, you have some confusion about identities. And Mata interacted.
Instructed me.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah. This page and this page it attached this one. Okay. Instructed. Yeah? And Mata instructed me answer your questions. What questions might you have, my dear? Okay. What is this? My dear, what is this? B.
By the
Oh,
slide.
by na? Okay. Because it's okay. The 2 pages it came on mine. By my dear, by the slight smile on her face, I was aware that she knew my questions. I was silent for a few moments, then asked in slightly trembling 1 second, trembling tone, who really is Mata? Who do you think she is? I didn't answer, so she answered for me. As you see her, that is who is she, who she is. To each one, she will be different. I don't understand. I murmured. In truth, your question cannot be answered. If you want to know her different identities, her many appearances, I can tell you that, but they are not who she truly is. Is she then really the Maharani, the wife of our Maharaja? I asked hesitantly, almost embarrassed to presume that the one whom I
Adore.
adored, I adored, and who had befriended me might be the Maharani. That is one of her identities. She is also the mother of Love and Kush, the daughter of Janak Baba, the Rajkumari of Mithila. She is the protector of the forests, the plant and animal life, the people, and beyond even that, all that lives. What more do you want to know? I didn't respond, and she continued. When you look at the night sky and see the multitude of stars, numbered beyond any count, you are viewing the barest part of what lies out there. Yet all that vastness is nothing more than the mut-
Hem of her skirt.
okay once more than the hem of her skirt. In truth, this whole visible universe is her garment. The universe beyond this the universe beyond this visible one, grander and more magnificent are the jewels that incredible her. She is the essence of all coming. Uh, she is the essence of all coming into the world of appearance or rare occasions for specific purpose. While she is here, she is also there, as are you and and I.
Yeah. So
Okay.
here they are describing how Mata is in the universe. Whole sky. It is like a garment and her jewels. So in whatever you are seeing, she's everywhere. Like see, it is nothing like the like her hem of her skirt. It is so it is compared with that one like a garment. So it is like everywhere she's they are saying. So, and wherever she is also there as you and I, it is also still the same as you and I. The same way, Mata is all just like Mata. We are also like that everywhere. Wherever we are, she is there.
Don't think this is form of yours is who you truly are. It is merely one of your appearances. While you are here, I also see you there uh, in the
Celestial world.
celestial world and know you by another name. That is the true that okay, one second. That
Yeah.
is the truer you. You exist in many places
Simultaneously.
simultaneously, na?
Simultaneously. Yeah.
Simultaneously. No, నాకు ఇది వర్డ్
Yeah.
ఒక నిమిషం.
Yeah. My dear, the way Mata.
Okay, my dear, the way Mata does, but you have closed off your awareness and more as most people have. Okay, next 31.
Shall I read?
Okay, one
You
second.
want to
It's not
continue?
mine is okay. Okay, it's download 31 page. Okay. If Mata is the Maharani, is that right?
Yes. Okay.
If Mata is the Maharani, then why is she living a simple life in a cottage near the forest? Soma chuckled. Whoever said Mata's life is simple? Her life is more complex than anyone can comprehend, as she is in so many places at once, guiding beings beyond this planet without ever moving. But that is not difficult, since she is a manifestation of the universal intelligence at one with at intelligence at one with everything. I know this is hard for most people to fathom. It is not necessary to know who Mata is, but you will know in time. It is enough to receive her love and give that love to everyone and everything. This is all this is all she asks, nothing more. If Mata is what you describe, then who is the Maharaja? Aha, who is Ram? She let she let out a great sigh, and then her eyes lift up. Eyes lit up. A question to which there is also no answer, but I will attempt to describe them. For I cannot speak of one without speaking of the other. You might say they are like two suns circling each other, an, an inseparable pair shining together in equal measure. As part of their play, at times she becomes like the moon reflecting his light, and at other times he is the moon. He is the moon reflecting her light. To watch them play and dance together through the cosmic ethers is the ultimate joy. They embrace in the fullness of unity and then allow the appearance of separation to come over them for the pre-
Perpetuation of.
perpetuation of the manifest words.
So it
But
is like sun, two suns. Sita Ma and Ram both are like two suns. How that bright and they're inseparable, like moon. So comparing with the sun and moon, everywhere reflecting that light, they are saying.
but he is the Maharaja of uh, he is the Maharaja of this land. I whispered almost inaudibly. That he is, but that is not who he is. She chuckled with which Ram do that one second. Which Ram do that he is, but that is not who he is. She chuckled. Which Ram do you want to which Ram do you want to know? Which Sita? All I murmured. Sita, the mother, is tender yet firm, giving her sons room to explore and room at eve, ever watchful over their well-being. All her efforts are to awaken in them love and a sense, a sense of care and responsibility for all that lives. Sita, the wife, is attentive to the smallest details of her husband's life, supporting him and counseling him in counseling him in all he does. Yet never for a moment does she surrender her dignity or place as his full partner in life. To do so would demand him. Sita, Sita, the friend, cares for every aspect of our life, aware of every detail, helping us to progress on our spiritual journey.
So here they are comparing the qualities, comparing and describing the qualities of Ram and Sita. Both are the same, and how they make. Dina Mariam has mentioned so clearly, and like both are in the sense like she is a mother. Sitama is a mother with a tender yet firm, so she's taking care of her sons in such a way and watching very watchful over their well-being. At the same time she is firm and also taking the responsibilities of them. She her love, and though she's counseling Ram, it is, and again same time she's not showing her so anything which demean him she is not doing, so it is not overpowering Ram. At the same time helping him, counseling him, and giving the love with dignity. That is what she is saying, supporting him. So those qualities which we also have to learn, she's saying. Okay.
Watching over our spiritual progress. Sita Maharani is the guardian of the people in this land and all life that exists within it. In the people, what is that?
In the people she
She,
sees
okay.
everything.
In the people, she seeks to awaken a higher purpose. In the animal and plant worlds, she protects and guide, guides them upward in their awakening journey. Her cosmic
Form.
one second. Her cosmic form I cannot describe. There are no words for it. But that form of one but hers, okay, one second, but that form of hers can be experienced when you fully awaken to her within your own self. Now I will describe him. Ram ram the father seeks to stir in his children's uh, curiously
Curiosity about
curiosity,
life.
okay, ఇది clear. Curiosity about life and the courage to meet any challenge. He is patient yet continually asks them to aspire. Ram the husband is adoring, filling himself with Sita's love and returning the same. No aspect of her no aspect of her well-being escapes him, as she is never out of his thoughts. Oh, sorry, పోయింది పేజీ, ఒక్క నిమిషం. నేను 32 పేజీలో కదా.
Yeah, 32.
ఓకే, ఇది పేజీ, ఇది సరికి పాయింట్ పేజ్. No expecting. Okay, Ram the Maharaja is that right? Okay,
Yeah.
Ram the Maharaja is attentive to the needs of every person in the kingdom, making every decision based on the well-being of the whole, never placing one group or individual above the others. He is the model of a dharmic life, as is she, and together they set an ideal of what a true partnership can be, a friendship and love of the highest order.
So here, one second. Now, earlier she described the Sitama's qualities, and now Ram qualities. How dharmic life both will lead. They are good partners, they are loving, and so that is what how they take care of everyone, well-being of everyone, and not only so it says making every decision based on the well-being of the whole and never placing one group above the other. There is no partiality. So he considered Ram considered for the well-being of the whole well-being, and they are the true partners and true friends.
Okay. You may see them as two people, as two solar bodies, or as two cosmic beings. It doesn't matter. The essence of their being is love, because love is the foundation of all that is. It is love, an expression of divine magnetism. One that
Yeah.
okay, magnetism that brought this universe into existence, and it is love that maintains it and will withdraw all that is into the cosmic self when the play is done. It was love that drove Ram and Sita into the forest for so many years, enduring physical hardships for the sake of helping the forest communities advance. It was love that sent them into Lanka to free their devotee imprisoned in delusion, and to free his followers
Followers.
followers, yes, sorry, delusion, and to free his followers who had been captivated by his illusionary powers. And it was love that sent Sita into the forest for what you call a simple life. Love for Rishi Brigu, who long ago unknowingly cursed Narayan to know the pain of separation from his wife, and who is Ram but a form of the Narayan, who who is Sita but a form of Narayani. Soma stopped speaking and closed her eyes. She remained that way. She remained that way for some time. When she opened her eyes, I asked quietly, "So that is the case of the
Cause of the separation. Yeah.
separation."
Thank you so much, Krishna, for reading. And so here, little bit, I would say, adding to that one, as we told, right? There are two solar bodies. That's Sitama and Ram, and these are the two cosmic beings, and they cannot be separated. And what she's saying is that love is the foundation of everything, and it is like a divine magnetism getting into the affecting each and everyone, and that is brought this in universe into the existence. And finally it is all the maya, right? It is all the play, and when it is all done we all get connected, get into the cosmic self. And it is the love between Rama and Sitama that it is there. So with that love, they took all the physical hardship, and they went into the forest, and they help all the communities, people, village people, and even in the Lanka also to free. It was love that sent them into the Lanka to free the devotee imprisoned. Ravana and all that incidents which we have covered in the other previous chapters. Everywhere, how Ravana lacked the love, how he was in the delusion, and all that. Now he is saying that you think that Sitama's life is a simple life. That's what you are saying. But there is a curse from Rishi Brigu. Because of that curse, got separated. Sitama, Narayani got separated because of that curse. So Soma nodded. It is not publicly known because that would cast a cloud over that esteemed great soul, and neither Ram nor Sita would allow this. See, these things cannot be said publicly because he's a great Rishi is a great Rishi. We do not, no one public should not put a have a bad name on him. So it was not known publicly. Narayan took on that curse to free Rishi Brigu of his anger, but he cannot be fully free until the curse is fulfilled, because in anger he gave that curse. But now Narayani, Ram and Sita, they have to do that one. Until that, then only that curse will be gone. That separation has come. That is the reason. I once heard Sita say that Rishi performed a great service because having to fulfill the curse made her realize that the era of cursing must end. So now Sitama says that he did right thing. Now this cursing, see, people curse, right? When something goes wrong or in anger, so that this has to come to an end. That's what Sitama says. Now this cursing has to come to an end. Ram will now establish a system of justice independent of the sages that is needed for society to advance. Sages also have their predilections, their emotional responses, which can weaken their clarity of sight. Sometimes these say great sages, they have their own predilections, they have their own thoughts, they have their own emotions, and they might misuse. So that also has to be considered, and that can weaken because of their emotions. It can weaken their clarity of sight. Words are not enough to describe who they are. One must experience that reality. Soma closed her eyes and drifted into meditation. I did the same, and within minutes left myself emerging with Soma's consciousness, experiencing what she was describing as I heard her words internally. So they both of them got into the meditation, and now whatever Soma is telling, they got into the consciousness. See, right now we are all here doing group consciousness, Sajjana Sangatya, Swadhyaya. It is our consciousness is shared among all of us. I will share with you a very personal story of how I came to know them. I have been with Mata since her childhood. Now Soma is telling that how I came to, let me tell you my personal story, how I came to know Mata. So she knows Mata from her childhood, but it was not until after her marriage that I came to truly know who she is. It was as if through their union, the reality of who they are became more apparent. We had just come to Ayodhya, where we were getting adjusted to a new life. Since the marriage, I had not had the opportunity to spend much time with Sita for personal conversation. There were so many people around and many demands on her. So Soma is telling how she came to know about Mata. From childhood she knew, and now Mata got married, so came to Ayodhya. Now her interaction with Mata has become little less because Mata is a queen, right, Maharani, and many people were around her, and she has more responsibilities and demands on her. When I first set eyes on Ram in Mithila before the marriage, I saw him in a blaze of light, and I could not help but wonder who this wondrous being was. Yet I never voiced this question. After we came to Ayodhya, the question continued to haunt me. In the day, I saw him as the Rajkumar interacting with his family, an attentive husband to Sita. But at night, when I closed my eyes, I would see him as I first did in a blaze of light. So she's saying how Ram is doing. It for her in the mind is a blaze of light. It's a pure divine light, and in the physical form, how he is doing his responsibilities as a husband and as a king and as a family member. After we had been in Ayodhya for several weeks, I had the opportunity to be alone with Mata. The other servants had retired for the night, and Ram had not yet come to call for her. I had finished helping her change from her formal wear. I had taken off all her jewelry and put it away, and was about to take my leave when she called, asked me to stay. She laid out some cushions on the floor and sat down on one. I sat down in front of her and, looking into her eyes, wondered why she had asked me to remain. Then the question again arose: who is Ram? Her response was internal. I heard her voice from within. So one day, what happened? When they finished the dinner, and when every all the servants left, but Soma, she's still there. She removed all her jewelry and made her dress, like the removed the former wear, everything. And then before she was leaving, then Sitama told her, Soma, just stay, sit down. And she wanted to speak to Soma. And so Soma was asked, who is Ram? So that was there in her mind. He is the undivided self, the self in all, beyond time and space. He yet resides in time and space, as there is no place where he is not. His name is the cosmic vibration that brings everything into being. So, his undivided self, you cannot separate Sitama and Ram. That is what she's saying. He's everywhere, beyond the time and space. It is inscribed in every element, and just by reciting that sacred name, one can awaken the consciousness that resides in all, in every speck of dust. So, just by the name of Ram, we can awaken our consciousness. Yet, truly, he has no name, no form, but you can find him in all forms and all names, and there is nowhere that he is not there. Though he do not have a name or form, but he is there in all forms and all places. Without him, I am nowhere to be found. With him, I am found everywhere. Now, Sitama is saying that without him, I am nowhere to find, and with him, I am always there. But one cannot know Ram through words alone. One must experience him, become one with that which he is, awakening him within your own being. You have to awaken within ourselves. This is how to know Ram. Do not look outside, Soma. Find him as the very essence of yourself. He is there within you. She's saying, He's there within you, Soma. Just look within yourself. As she spoke internally those words, I was lifted into a supernal reality. All thoughts evaporated as I sank into a deep ocean of bliss, losing all consciousness of the outer world, aware of only Ram, 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 the great cosmic self that is reflected in all that is. Within that self, I saw all universes floating, turning, changing, and evolving. So now so much saw that how universes are floating, churning, everything she can see in that one. I saw past, present, and future contained within the beginnings of the worlds, infinite in number, their endings, and then new beginnings, the endless rounds of evolving life. Everything she has seen, past, present, and future, and beginning and endless lives, and the evolving life. And as I was part of that evolving life, not separate, but one with it, it was extraordinary, more wondrous than the mind can imagine. I would have remained in that state forever, but could not, for I was called back to the outer world. So, Vishwarupam, we say, right? Vishwarupam saw everything so blissful. Now Soma just came out of that, from that celestial world and all that one, to the outer physical world. When I opened my eyes, it was not Sita who sat before me, but Ram. And I could not suppress the question that arose internally. If that is Ram, then who is Sita? Now all that, then immediately when Soma opened her eyes, he saw Sita, Ram. Then surprised that, then who is Sita? Like that. And closing my eyes again, I heard the internal voice, but it was now the voice of Ram. There is no Ram without Sita, for she enables me to come into being, to express myself through the multitude of universes, through ever changing forms of life. She is the love that creates and maintains all that is the dynamism. Both without Ram, there won't be Sita, and without Sita, there won't be any Ram. The magnetic energy that flows through all. Without her, I am nowhere to be found. With her, I am everywhere in everything. So he's saying that without with there, I am everywhere. I am everywhere in everything. Seek her and you will find me. Seek me and you will find her. We are inseparable. The undivided self same. Undivided one. Yet there is no one to seek because we are in all that is. Look within and you will find us residing there, waiting to be awakened. His words again lifted me into a supernal reality, and once more I was immersed in a fathomless ocean of joy. I found myself by Sita's side, passing through corridors of space and spaceless realms, beyond the fluttering of thought and self awareness. I was she and she was me. Then finally, she came to a state that I can see Sitama in myself. I was she and she was me. There was no distinction. I had awakened to a reality beyond name and form, to the one consciousness that abides in all that is. Call it Ram, call it Mata, call it the Supreme I. At the first rays of dawn, I opened my eyes and found myself alone. I sat there for hours until I heard the door open and saw Mata enter, dressed in her royal clothing. I had no words and could not move. She approached, and our eyes met in a knowing embrace. With a smile, she extended her hands to help me rise to a standing position. Come, Soma, she said lovingly. We must get ready for the day ahead. There is no name or form that defines you. You exist beyond all limitations and identities. That is who you are and who I am. Being said this, thank you so much, Masters. Today's session was so enlightening as always, and I would open everyone to speak. Please unmute yourself and speak before we end the session.
Hi, Kavitha, dear. Okay. Thank you, Kavitha. So you gave me opportunity to read to this book too. Thank you so much.
It
I'll
was
end.
so
And
nice.
I have a question. Is this Kavitha? Did you start it before or this is today? Today is the first day.
No, this is 11th, 12th day. Remember,
Okay.
the series was every session was posted in the Miraculous Minds and all the.
Okay.
So it was started on March 8th. So yeah, you were.
Okay, because yeah,
Yeah,
you sent me
March.
that pages, right? So that's why I'm so
Yes,
confusing. Yeah.
March 8th. That is a very good question you have
Mm.
asked, Krishna, because in every session, this started on March 8th, and everything I do, I get intuition. Then only I do. And all
Mm.
the sessions, whichever I do, they are spontaneous and they are not planned. So, and I'm doing, you should read or check the recording. And every
Yeah,
recording, there
that,
has
just I
been,
want to know, yeah, first from
yes,
first chapter too. So
March.
because I can understand, right? So that's why. Okay.
Every chapter there is a unique one and it can be understood, and please watch the playlist of book the Sita's Yoga. You'll find like around 11 to 12 at YouTube channel Kavitha Kukunoor, and
Mm.
here each session with different groups, and any recording you listen you will not miss it, because in the beginning you have that script that goes which are topics are covered and which team. So thank you for asking, bringing that point.
Yeah, I know.
And,
So
yeah.
if it's possible, please can you send me the pages
Yeah,
from
playlist.
starting to?
Yes,
And
sure,
actually
definitely.
PDF is the good because I
See,
can't.
this is a
Yeah.
new book. This is a new book, and this can be found in the Amazon. And
Okay.
the review is also there. And a good thing you brought this one on
Yeah.
Mother's Day. We are getting Dena Mariam ji on our platform. That is really great. So do not miss. Just like Sarojamma has come last few days back. So please do not miss that session. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Kavita. Okay. Is this every week or so every day you are
No,
doing?
no, no. That is what I'm saying.
Oh,
This has come only by intuition. I do it with different people, whoever I get that during the meditation I do. So each one is getting the opportunity with several
okay.
groups. So today, luckily, you're here and Priyanka is here. So that is so nice. But do not miss to join on Mother's Day and share your experience with Denaji. And please.
Mother's Day, which now?
On and we'll share that soon on Mother's Day. We are bringing through Car Miraculous means bringing Dina ji is coming. So please
Okay.
join on that session and share your experiences.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank
Okay,
you.
dear. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So
Bye.
happy.
Bye. Bye.
And
Thank you, Kavitha Garu, for giving me this opportunity today. It
very
was
nice
a blessing
being
from
so.
Sita Mata, and I assume that Sita Mata is there with everybody. So
Yes,
everybody
yes.
got the blessings today. I'm very fortunate to
Yeah.
hear the
Uh,
story and everything.
Very, very nice. So happy. And anyone wants to speak, please unmute yourself and just speak few words, and we'll do 5 minutes meditation and end the session. But please, anyone
Okay,
wants to,
if you have
please.
time, I would like to say first of all thanks to you all, like Dr. Kavitha, Krishna Garu, and Priyanka. I think so. And yeah, there are a lot of things you covered in this session. I will just whatever I
Please.
remember, I will try to say. First, Sri Ganeshaya Namaha, Saraswati Namaha, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Thanks to all the gurus. It covered so many things, starting with Sachi, Devyani. So, like how life cycle bus keeps on repeating until the unresolved karmic issues are not done or solved. So, life cycle takes on. And in this, also about Lord Rama, Sita, like how affection one should be, like how wife and husband should be there, or like loving each other. And when Sitama, she was preparing food with Soma, even though they did not have the words to talk, but they know what to do. Like even we are doing cooking, like, oh, now it's time to give salt. Even telling the word salt, she tries to give salt, like turmeric or anything. So like understanding. So, and first of all, forgot to tell, the topic itself says that name and form are not permanent. So that is what this in Telugu they say, the sthula shariram, it is not forever. So one day we come and we will go. So only the Atma is the Paramatma, which is there forever. So the forms come and go. So there are a lot of things, whatever, I don't know. I may be taking more time, but
No,
it
no,
was.
no. You can speak.
Yeah, so coming to, yeah, Sachi life, because previous birth life. So until we forget and forgive, or else we keep on coming into this loop of life cycle of birth. So that's what, again, I go to Lord Krishna, mind and manasu, buddhi. So we have to forgive, forget, and end everything in this life and try to get moksha, means settling all the balance, like how bank balance account, like that. And it was nice that like how sometimes we doesn't need words to express our love. It is the feel we feel, and it is deep. And even the surroundings change when you have a love in that. And the person who sits beside you, if you are loving, caring, they also feel without words. And Rama, Sita, like wife and husband, like sunlight, moon reflection, we say that moonlight is a reflection of sunlight, like how Ram's love is showing on Sita and Sita's love is showing on Rama. And in some scenarios, they said that when she looked at Sita, she looked like Rama, and Rama looked like Sita. Means because that internal soul, Paramatma, that is forever. Only the forms differ. And one more topic, what I remember is like the curse of the Bhrigu Maharshi. See, And in Telugu, I forgot the words. If you have to give a form to Dharma, it is like Rama. Rama, Vigrahan, Dharma, something. I may be spelling wrong, but if you tell, how do you give a form to Dharma? Then the first word comes is Rama. And even in Rama word, there is I gathered all these informations from all the pravachanams, YouTube store, thanks to all the gurus. So they say that from the Narayana word, the word Ra, and from Namah Shivaya word Ma. So that Ra and Ma, that's why we say keep chanting. So when we say Ra, it takes away all our sins, like papalthis ma means it will not allow you to get all the sinful thoughts or deeds. So that's why they say Rama. And Sri is nothing but Lakshmi. Where there is Shakti, there is everything. So Rama and Sita are always together means Shakti. When there is Shakti, then Rama is there. So that's why they say Sri Rama. And whatever I remember in this, last thing is that Bhrigu Maharshi. So and sometimes in anger we say words, though. So that's why they tell for the words, fire is the god means అగ్ని బీజం అంటారు, వాక్కుకి అగ్ని శక్తి ఉందంటారు. అందుకోసం సో when we talk, sometimes we hurt other, and when we talk, sometimes we give knowledge, we get knowledge from gurus, they give their energy. When they tell gurus, they are teaching, we gather the knowledge. So that's why they say that when we talk, it should be careful. And when rishi is a person who keeps praying god and doing all the homas and yagnas. So Bhrigu rishi, that scenario when he gave the curse, actually in Puranas they say that whatever they do in future, something is going to happen. So that anger, giving curse, it is all a scenario which you don't know. So he said that you will be separated because Lord Rama and Sita has to take a form in future. So that's why before ahead Bhrigu Maharshi gave the curse that you will be separated. But Lord Rama is nothing but Narayana's Amsha, his form only. So he is giving respect to his guru, like he treated him as a guru, even though he cursed him that you will be separated. Okay, but it's like Guru's message. He accepted it, and he know that Lord Rama and Sita are going to come because to save the people who are suffering under the Ravana's. Kingdom. So he like Ravana, he was bothering all the sages. Sorry, I keep on, if you give time, I keep on going. So but it was nice, wonderful session. And in the last, what did they say? Yeah, so there is no name or form that defines you. You exist beyond all limitations. So that is what, like, yeah, రూపాతీత గుణాతీత అంటారు. సో ద ఎటర్నల్ బ్లిస్, అది ఆత్మ అనేది రాముణ్ణి కూడా ఆత్మారామ అంటారు. అంటే
Atma.
సో ఆత్మ అనేది పరమాత్మ సోల్, కాబట్టి అది ఎప్పటికీ ఉంటుంది. అది ఒకప్పుడు ఉండి పోయేది కాదు, మారేది కాదు. ఇది నాకు నా గురువు గారు ప్రవచనాలు ఏంటో చలపతిరావు గురుగారు, అమ్మ వేదవర్షిని, అందరు గురువు గారులు ప్రవచనం తింటూ తెలుసుకున్నాను అనమాట. సో అందుకోసం అనమాట ఆత్మారామ అంటారు. రామ అన్నప్పుడు మన ప్రశాంతత వస్తుందండి. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్
Thank
మచ్
you
టైమ్.
so much.
బట్
And
నైస్ సెషన్ టు ఎవ్రీ వన్. థ్యాంక్స్
yeah,
టు అండ్ దీనా మేడం అండ్ లాస్ట్లీ జై రామలక్ష్మణ్ జానకి, జై బోలో హనుమాన్కి.
that is so nice. Thank you so much. And Sunita Shivakumar has come on one of the session, the Yoga of Awakening Heart. So thank you. She got that opportunity, and thank you so much. Thank you, Chitragaru and Pavani and something. Yes, I don't know who is yes, but please, people who Inchara and many more who have joined. Thank you so much for this session. And we will see you all next time when Sita Ma makes me speak and get connected to many people. So let us just 2
Thank you
minutes.
all. Thank you all.
Yeah, just 2 minutes. We will end the session with meditation. Okay. And we are taking, just cross your feet, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. And just observe your natural, easy, calm breath. Guru, breath is our Guru. And today, with Sita Ma's blessings, we all gathered here and receiving the group consciousness and all the cosmic energies and all the divine energies, thanking each and everyone. And Masters, once again, thanking each and everyone for joining today's session, Sita's Yoga, and thanking once again to Dena, Merriam, Sita Ma, and all the divine gods and the people who have joined here, taking all the astral gurus and thanking plant kingdom, animal kingdom, mineral kingdom, mother nature, father universe, technology, and once again all gurus, parents, friends, family, and everyone. And whoever wants to continue, please continue the meditation. And the rest of the people who wants to leave, just come back to your presence. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And open your eyes with a beautiful smile and hug yourself. Thank you. Yes, sir, Chitraji, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, Kavitha ji, I was trying to buy this on Amazon, but I wanted a Kindle version. I was trying to buy Kindle version. I think they don't have Kindle version or
No, they
what?
have. They have Kindle version.
But I couldn't buy. I didn't get that. I couldn't.
Okay. Maybe, yeah, we will. I will try to check if I can possible.
No, normally, no. See,
Mm.
normally you get this thing, right?